Good morning, everyone, and welcome. I'm delighted to see you all here today. Today's presentation is titled Training to Analysts, and I'm excited to guide you through this important topic. We'll be covering key aspects of how to develop effective skills for analysis, including techniques, best practices, and practical insights. So, let's get started and make this a valuable session for everyone. So why is it so important to train our analysts? Well, first and foremost, training ensures they can perform their tasks correctly, which is critical in our industry. When analysts are well trained, we can significantly reduce the time and costs associated with testing, making our processes more efficient. It also helps us avoid unnecessary repetition and reduces the chances of false negatives or positives, which can have serious implications. Training is essential to ensure we remain compliant with statutory requirements, which is a key part of regulatory adherence. Plus, when analysts are confident and well-trained, their morale tends to improve, leading to a more motivated and effective team. It also boosts competence, enabling analysts to handle more complex tasks with greater skill. Another important aspect is that proper training can jumpstart an analyst's career, giving them a solid foundation for growth. It helps us do things right every time, minimizing errors and ensuring consistency. And finally, trained analysts are better equipped to delegate tasks, which supports effective team management and workflow. In the pharmaceutical industry, this training is even more critical because it isn't just about technical skills. Analysts must also be up to date with current regulatory norms. Regulatory bodies such as CDSCO in India, US FDA, EMA, and WHO emphasize that personnel need to stay current with standards and procedures. This ensures not only compliance, but also product quality, patient safety, and data integrity. So, training is a vital part of maintaining our standards and safeguarding public health. When we look at the roles of an analyst or a microbiologist, it's important to understand that both knowledge and ability are essential. They are necessary, but they are not the same thing. Knowing about sterility testing, for example, means you understand what the test is and why it's important. But being able to perform the test, that's a different level. It requires skill and practice. A microbiologist, for instance, must know all the details about sterility testing, what it involves, what the standards are, and the principles behind it. But they also need to be able to actually do the test correctly, reliably, and consistently. That ability comes through proper training. So in our field, having the knowledge is just the starting point. To be truly effective, a microbiologist must develop the ability. This is what ensures the testing is accurate and trustworthy. Remember, this balance between knowing and doing is fundamental to maintaining quality and compliance in microbiology. Today, I want to talk about the key moments when training analysts becomes essential. First, it's important to remember that training should happen before receiving any new instruments. This ensures everyone is prepared to operate and understand the new equipment properly from the start. Similarly, before implementing a new standard operating procedure, or SOP, training is crucial. It helps ensure that everyone is on the same page and follows the correct process right from the beginning. When a new product is introduced, training allows analysts to understand its unique characteristics and handling requirements. The same applies when using a new API or excipient. Proper training helps prevent errors and maintains quality. We also need to consider statutory changes, updates to standards like IP, BP, USB, or GLP that may impact our procedures. Training ensures compliance with these evolving regulations. If we discover that an analyst is making repeated errors, additional training becomes necessary. This helps address gaps in understanding and improves accuracy. Before implementing any new method of analysis, training is vital to ensure proper technique and reliable results. When an analyst is assigned new or additional responsibilities, training helps them adapt effectively and perform confidently. In case we receive an adverse FDA report, training can clarify compliance issues and reinforce correct practices. Similarly, if an accident occurs, training can help identify root causes and prevent future incidents. Whenever there are changes in CGMP practices, training keeps everyone updated on new requirements and standards. In summary, training should be continuous and proactive, especially during these key moments, to uphold quality, compliance, and safety across our operations. When you're about to receive a new instrument, the first step is to thoroughly familiarize yourself with the relevant technology. It's important to read up on it so you understand its capabilities and limitations. Next, try to obtain an advance copy of the instruction manual. This gives you a head start on understanding how the instrument works before it arrives. Deputing an analyst to the instrument manufacturer can be incredibly beneficial. It allows for direct communication with the experts and helps clarify any technical questions. Additionally, having a trained individual from your existing staff make a presentation ensures that knowledge is transferred internally and that the team is prepared to operate the instrument effectively. Attending a training seminar is also a key step. It provides hands-on experience and helps you understand best practices in instrument operation. Don't forget to consult with other experienced users of the same instrument. Their insights can help you avoid common pitfalls and optimize your setup. Familiarizing yourself with the regulatory requirements is crucial, especially in regulated environments. Ensuring compliance from the start saves time and avoids issues down the line. Lastly, developing a method to appraise the analyst's understanding and skills ensures ongoing proficiency and confidence in operating the instrument. All of these steps are interconnected. They're about building a solid foundation so that when the instrument arrives, you're fully prepared to use it effectively and safely, aligning with our overall theme of thorough preparation and quality assurance. Before we implement a standard operating procedure, or SOP, it's important to clearly understand its purpose. And SOP is designed to standardize processes, ensuring consistency and quality in our work. It acts as a clear guide for everyone involved, reducing errors and increasing efficiency. Now let's talk about the benefits of having a well-defined SOP. It helps us maintain high standards, improves safety, and streamlines training for new team members. On the flip side, not following the SOP can lead to mistakes, inconsistent results, and even safety risks, which we definitely want to avoid. Next, we need to carefully go through each step of the SOP. This means breaking down the process into manageable, clear actions so everyone understands exactly what to do. Once we've reviewed the steps, I'll demonstrate the SOP in action. This helps visualize how it should be performed correctly, making it easier to grasp. If there are any questions or clarifications needed, I'll address those now. It's crucial that everyone feels confident and fully understands the process before moving forward. The next step is to have the analyst perform the task according to the SOP. Watching this in real time helps identify any potential issues or misunderstandings. I'll observe and, if necessary, correct or complement the performance. Feedback is essential to ensure the SOP is being followed properly and to reinforce best practices. Finally, I will authorize the implementation of the SOP and record this step accordingly. This formalizes the process and ensures accountability moving forward. By thoroughly following these steps before implementation, we set a solid foundation for consistent, high-quality work that aligns with our overall goals. Before we introduce a new product, it's essential to clearly communicate the need and the benefits to all stakeholders involved. This helps everyone understand why this product matters and how it aligns with our overall goals. Explaining the importance of the new product is crucial. It ensures buy-in and fosters a shared sense of purpose. Next, we want the analysts to become familiar with the technology behind the product. This isn't just about knowing the specs. It's about understanding how it works and how it fits into our processes. We'll go over the functioning of the equipment involved, so everyone is comfortable with the operational aspects. It's also important to detail the role of each ingredient or component in the process. Knowing what each part contributes helps us optimize and troubleshoot effectively. We'll identify the critical stages of manufacture, those key points where precision and control are vital to ensure quality and consistency. Additionally, we'll look at the benchmarked products, examples that set the standard in our industry. Studying these helps us understand best practices and where improvements can be made. Finally, I want the analysts to study the MFC, the manufacturing flow chart. This visual map ties everything together, showing the entire process from start to finish and helping us see how each step connects to the next. By covering these points thoroughly, we're setting a solid foundation for successful product introduction, ensuring everyone is aligned and prepared for the next phase. When considering a new API or excipient, the first step is to have the analyst consult reputable references like the Merck Index or Martindale. This helps ensure we fully understand the substance before proceeding. Next, it's important to clearly explain the purpose of introducing this new item, why we need it, and how it fits into our formulation. We should then exhibit samples of the material, so everyone can see and handle it firsthand. Describing its properties and characteristics is crucial. Things like solubility, stability, and other relevant features help us understand how it behaves in our processes. Pay close attention to the hazards associated with handling and storing the new item, which are outlined in the Material Safety Data Sheet, or MSD. Safety always comes first. It's also essential to walk through how the new item is manufactured. Knowing the process gives us insight into quality and consistency, and it helps us identify potential points of control. Always refer to all relevant compendia to verify specifications and compliance. This ensures our specifications are aligned with established standards. Speaking of specifications, we need to understand and justify each one, the rationale behind them, so we can maintain quality and consistency throughout production. We also have to be cautious about the stability of the new item. Understanding its stability profile helps us determine storage conditions and shelf life. Finally, if possible, take a tour of the vendor's facility. Seeing their operations firsthand provides confidence in the quality and reliability of the raw material. All these steps are integral to safely and effectively integrating a new API or excipient into our processes, ensuring product quality, safety, and compliance. Now, let's move on to the statutory changes. First, I want to explain the purpose and rationale behind these updates. Essentially, these changes are designed to ensure our compliance aligns with evolving regulations and to improve overall efficiency. Understanding why these changes are necessary helps us appreciate their importance. Next, we'll take a closer look at the specific details of each change. It's important to understand what exactly is shifting so we can prepare accordingly. We'll review each aspect in detail to see how it impacts our processes. After that, we'll consider the impact of these changes. This includes how they affect our operations, reporting, and compliance obligations. Recognizing these impacts allows us to plan effectively. Now, let's talk about the benefits. These updates are intended to streamline procedures, reduce risks, and enhance transparency. They ultimately support our goal of maintaining high standards and staying ahead in compliance. It's also critical to understand the consequences of nonconformance. Failing to adhere could lead to penalties, reputational damage, or operational setbacks. So, compliance isn't just about rules, it's about safeguarding our organization. Moving forward, we need to know when these changes come into effect. Timing is key to ensure a smooth transition, so we'll review the implementation timeline carefully. We also need to identify what actions we must take to implement these changes. This might include updating policies, training staff, or modifying systems. Clear action steps will help us stay on track. Additionally, I encourage you to seek clarifications or suggest ideas on how best to implement these updates. Open communication is crucial to address any uncertainties and to optimize the process. Finally, I'll ask the analyst to draw up a detailed schedule for the implementation. This schedule will serve as our roadmap, ensuring we meet deadlines and stay organized throughout the transition. When dealing with a chronic offender, it's essential to investigate the underlying causes of their repeated errors. We need to understand why these mistakes keep happening and how they are being repeated over time. This helps us identify patterns and root causes that might not be immediately obvious. Next, we should clearly explain the consequences of these errors, not just for the individual, but for the team and the overall process. Highlighting these impacts underscores the importance of addressing the issue promptly and thoroughly. It's also crucial to demonstrate corrective actions. Showing the proper way to perform tasks helps reinforce correct behaviors and provides a clear example to follow. By carefully observing and studying what constitutes correct performance, we can better guide the analyst toward consistent accuracy. This ongoing observation is key to preventing future errors. Offering assistance to the analyst, whether through coaching or feedback, helps them correct mistakes and develop better habits. Sometimes, this involves counseling or even reprimanding when necessary, but always with the goal of improvement. Finally, recognizing and rewarding progress reinforces positive behavior and motivates continued improvement. Overall, our focus should be on understanding, correcting, and preventing repeated errors, which ultimately benefits the entire process and team. Before we move on to introducing our new method of analysis, it's important to understand why we're making this change. Sometimes, existing methods may not be sufficient for the accuracy or efficiency we need, so updating our approach can lead to better results. Now, let's talk about the benefits of this new method. It offers improved precision, faster processing times, and often a more straightforward workflow, which ultimately enhances our overall productivity and reliability. Of course, any change comes with its own set of consequences. We might face a temporary learning curve, some initial costs, or adjustments in our current procedures. It's essential to plan for these as we implement the new approach. There are also risks involved, such as potential errors during the transition, unfamiliarity with new equipment or chemicals, and the possibility of unforeseen issues affecting our results. Being aware of these risks helps us prepare better. Regarding the methodology and techniques, this new method employs advanced procedures, perhaps involving more sophisticated instrumentation or innovative protocols. It's designed to be more accurate and reproducible, aligning with our goal of quality assurance. Let's also touch on the chemistry behind this method. It involves specific reactions or interactions at the molecular level, which allow us to detect or quantify our target substances more effectively. Understanding this chemistry is key to troubleshooting and optimizing the process. When demonstrating the working of the new instruments, I'll show you how they operate step by step, highlighting features that improve performance and ease of use. This practical insight helps ensure everyone feels confident in handling the equipment. Handling the new chemicals and reference standards requires caution. Proper storage, safety measures, and disposal protocols are critical to prevent accidents or contamination. We must follow safety guidelines diligently. The recording system has also been upgraded. It now offers more accurate data logging, easier access for analysis, and better traceability. This improves our documentation and ensures compliance with standards. Finally, I want to inform you that this change will take effect starting from insert date. We've planned the transition carefully, and I encourage everyone to familiarize themselves with the new procedures before then. This update is a significant step forward in our analytical capabilities. When assigning new or additional responsibilities, it's important to start by clearly explaining what the new task or duty entails. This helps the individual understand exactly what is expected. At the same time, I like to highlight the benefits of taking on these responsibilities, such as skill development or career growth, which can motivate and encourage engagement. Next, we need to amend the existing list of responsibilities to include the new tasks and make sure everyone concerned is informed about these changes. Communicating these updates ensures clarity and alignment across the team. It's also crucial to identify and list the specific skills and abilities required to perform the new responsibilities effectively. This helps in assessing whether the individual is ready or if further training is needed. Once everything is clear, I demonstrate and guide the analyst through the process of performing the new function. Hands-on guidance is often the most effective way to build confidence and competence. We then allocate the necessary authorizations, which are the permissions needed to carry out the responsibilities. After that, I verify that the incumbent is able to discharge the new responsibilities properly, ensuring they understand and can apply what they've learned. Following this, I formally authorize the individual to perform the new tasks, giving them official approval and confidence. It's also important to regularly appraise how well they are performing these responsibilities, providing feedback and support as needed. Gathering feedback from relevant personnel helps us understand how the new responsibilities are being handled and if there are any issues. Lastly, I make sure to record the implementation of these new responsibilities in our systems or files for accountability and future reference. All these steps are essential to ensure a smooth transition when assigning new responsibilities and to support the individual's ongoing development within the organization. When we receive an adverse FDA report, the first step is to have the analyst thoroughly study the report and determine what might have caused the issue. It's important to verify the accuracy of the report itself, so the analyst should carefully review the details to confirm its validity. At the same time, we need the analyst to understand the potential consequences of the adverse event. Recognizing the impact helps prioritize our response and corrective actions. Based on this understanding, the analyst should then recommend any necessary changes to prevent similar issues in the future. Additionally, the analyst should suggest specific actions that can help us avoid recurrence. These might include process improvements, additional training, or updated procedures. Once we have that, the analyst can draft a formal response to the FDA, addressing their concerns clearly and professionally. It's crucial to review and comment on this draft to ensure it accurately reflects our position and actions. Lastly, the analyst should evaluate whether such adverse reports could happen with other products or actions, so we can proactively address potential risks across the board. All of these steps are integral to maintaining our compliance, safeguarding our reputation, and continuously improving our processes in response to regulatory feedback. When we encounter an accident, the first step is to get the analyst involved immediately to determine the best course of action. This person's role is crucial because they will study the incident closely and outline the possible causes behind it. By understanding what went wrong, we can take targeted steps to prevent future occurrences. The analyst should also recommend any changes needed to improve safety or process controls. It's important to consider the regulatory implications at this stage, ensuring we're compliant with all relevant laws and standards. Another key point is how we record the accident. Having a clear, accurate record is essential for ongoing analysis and reporting. After that, we need to evaluate the consequences, both immediate and long-term, to understand the full impact of the incident. We should also assess the possibilities of recurrence. Could this type of accident happen elsewhere within the operation? If so, what measures can we implement to mitigate that risk? Finally, it's important for the analyst to address the individual involved, whether that means counseling or, if necessary, reprimanding them. This step helps reinforce safety culture and accountability across the team. Overall, handling an accident thoroughly and thoughtfully not only addresses the immediate issue, but also strengthens our overall safety management system. When making changes in GMP, it's important to approach each change carefully and systematically. First, we need to explain the change in detail, making sure everyone understands exactly what is being altered. Then, we should clarify the reason for the change, why it's necessary, and how it aligns with our quality standards and regulatory requirements. Next, let's consider the benefits of the change. Understanding the advantages helps garner support and ensures we see the value in implementing it effectively. It's also crucial to identify and detail any associated changes in documents and records, since documentation is the backbone of GMP compliance. After that, it's helpful to demonstrate the change, show how it's implemented in practice. This visual or practical demonstration helps clarify expectations and reduces errors. Then, guiding the analysts through the process to implement the change themselves ensures they understand each step and are confident in executing it correctly. Once the change is implemented, we need to verify the correctness, double-check that everything has been done properly, and that the change achieves the intended outcome. Finally, it's essential to record the change appropriately, ensuring all documentation is up to date and compliant with GMP standards. By following these steps, we maintain control, compliance, and quality throughout the change management process, which ultimately supports our overall goal of consistent product quality and regulatory adherence. For further support, please feel free to contact us. We're here to help with any questions or additional assistance you might need after this presentation. Thank you so much for your time and attention today. We truly appreciate your engagement and look forward to connecting with you if you need anything else.